to another edition of the Student Fire Podcast, live from the Speak Fire studio. My name is Bobby Berg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I'm here to help you live your best life today. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Student Fire Podcast, live from the Speak Fire studio. I'm your host, Bobby Berg, and y'all, I hope you've been having a fantastic week. Because this week has just been crazy. There's been so many changes, so many things that I didn't plan happening, and all of a sudden, boom, here we are at the weekend. I mean, y'all are checking this out on Monday, but recording times. But no, really, this week was a lot of things that happened, a lot of conversations I didn't want to have, and a lot of just life changes that I didn't plan happening. So this week I want to talk about planning for those unplanned things. What do you do when you're trying to really focus on school and you're really trying to grind at whatever project you're working on, whether that's getting a better grade in a class, being more attentive in class, or just outright feeling more comfortable in the classroom, be it in person or virtually? How do you balance all of this and still manage to work on you? That's a lot of work to ask for a single person, don't you think? Because I was talking to a couple of kids in my coaching sessions, and one of them just said, Bobby, I quit today. I was like, whoa, what do you mean, dude? He goes, bro, I don't know how to say this. I know you always tell us to push forward and to find our passion and to, you're trying to help us really make college or the trade school we're going to or whatever happens after graduation the most successful thing we can do. I know you tell us this every single coaching session, but what I don't understand is how you expect me to balance figuring out where to go, figuring out if I want to go to college or not, or if I really want to go be a mechanic, or if I'm going to go be a mechanic, how do I pay for my tools? And if I want to go to school, how do I pay for my schooling? Because my parents can't pay for it and I need to pay for it. And all of a sudden, he's having a full-on controlled anxiety attack. So I let him talk through he was going on a downward spiral. How many of you have ever done that, where one bad thing happens and all of a sudden you just you just spiral down into, 1 second it's, man, I don't know if I want to go to college or if I want to go to trade school. And 4 minutes later into the conversation, you're saying, yeah, I'm probably just going to be dead by the end of the month because I'm not going to be able to pay for anything. And my life is going crazy. No one's going to want to talk to me. My friends and family are going to leave me. Right? This is a very big thing that happens to a lot of students, and you just don't talk about it because everyone's going through it, right? It's normal. It's whatever. It's chill. It's not chill. It's not normal. It's not okay. I want you to be able to work through this. So let's start here. We're going to do a series on this, but let's start here. When you notice that these moments are happening, when you notice you're starting to panic, when you notice you're starting to feel a little bit out of control, what your brain wants to do is to keep control of something. It doesn't matter what. You have to remember, your brain is designed to keep you safe. It wants you to be comfortable, because comfort means what? Safety. So when you're spiraling, your brain wants you to just grab onto whatever you can. And the first thing you can grab onto is the thought process that you have. So it does, and it goes, all right, well, if we can't pay for this, then this is going to happen. And then if option A happens, then this is going to lead to the next event and the next event and the next event, to the point where you wind up leaving yourself left with nothing. When you feel yourself starting to spiral, what I want you to do is talk your way out of it. Now, Bobby, what do you mean by talk my way out of it, man? I'm already anxious. What are you talking about? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and feel how you're feeling. Seriously, on the count of 3, take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. And exhale. Now that might not have fixed anything, but it got enough oxygen back in your bloodstream for your brain to go, all right, hold on. Wait a second. Let's think about what's going on. I want you to talk through what's going on. Whenever I get super anxious like this, I actually will stand on 2 sides of the room and talk to myself. So I'll say, man, this is stupid. My car broke down. Great. Now I'm not going to be able to get to work. And I'll step to the other side and say, okay, I can't get to work on my own, but I can probably call someone who can help me get there. And I'll step to the other side and say, yeah, but then after a week, if my car's not fixed, my friends aren't going to like me anymore and they're not going to help me. No one's going to care. And I'll say, okay. And I'll step to the other side of the room and say, your friends might get a little frustrated having to drive you places, or you might perceive that as happening. But, Your friends love you, man. They just want to see you succeed. And if you need help, they're going to be there to help you. And I will go back and forth in this conversation until I get to the point where I go, okay, this is not ideal, but I'll get through this. So this week, what I want you to do is next time you get anxious, I want you to talk your way through your problem. I want you to really find a way to be successful in this. I want you to really understand that this anxiety that you're feeling, this frustration that you're feeling is normal. Everyone goes through it, but I want you to be able to go through it with grace now. I want you to be able to go through it and not feel as though you're a waste of space and not feel as though you're a burden to the world, because you're not. You bring so much value to this world. You change people's lives on a daily basis, even if you don't see it. A simple conversation with someone can change their perspective. A simple compliment to someone can really take their day from being awful to being something incredible. And I want you to remember that you have that power to make that change. So next time you get anxious, talk your way through how you're feeling, and I hope you have a phenomenal week ahead of you. You're great, you're wonderful, you matter, and you're doing your best. And truthfully, at the end of the day, that is all anybody can ask. I love you very much, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Whew, that was another awesome episode of the Student Fire podcast. Thank y'all for sticking around for this long, but I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? See, when I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions, like how do I record an episode? How do I get my show to apps? Like, do I have to do it individually, or can I just have one place that does everything for me? And most importantly, how do I make money from my podcast? Is that even an option? Well, honestly, y'all, your answer is Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors that want to advertise on your podcast. Yes, you. That means you can get paid to make the podcast. You can get paid to podcast the right way. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. If you want to get down on this, if you want to make your podcast a reality and you want your success and your word to be a thing, man, you already know. Hop over to Anchor and give it a start. You won't regret it. Catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
I got you.
It's coming. Are you ready to ignite the fire?
We are Speak Fire.
Oh, and by the way, that's fire with a Y.
What's going on, everyone?
Internal fire.
Student fire.
Young fire. Father's fire. Leadership fire.
Champion fire.
Unlocking the fire within.
Thank you all for tuning in. Let's grow.
Speak fire.
Speakfire.com.
Speak Fire with a Y.
We have a new episode that comes out every Monday at 4 a.m. Are you going to be up with us?
Deuces.
I am excited to bring you my new book, Trendsetter, 7 Steps to Radically Stand Out to Be the Best You. This book details my journey of coming to the United States and being excited to embrace the American culture. But unfortunately, my culture was not accepted, and I found myself being bullied as a young girl. And in this process, I decided that I wanted to disconnect from my culture to be more accepted into American culture. And through that process, I got so depressed from trying to fit in that I attempted suicide my freshman year in high school. So this book talks about the journey of what I did to become radically transformed, to be the strong woman I am today. This book is something that's really going to enable the reader to understand and embrace who they are, embrace what makes them special, and become radically transformed. Get your copy today at becomingatrendsetter.com. Again, that is becomingatrendsetter.com. Or check it out at my website at aishathomas.org.